We were able to watch episode 4 of the second season of Alchemy of Souls. This episode was very exciting and featured action and also made us cry. Every episode is getting more interesting, so fans are looking forward to Saturday so we can watch the next one. But we can be happy that this second season is going to be very amazing. For this reason, today I want to explain to you the details of episode 4. But remember to subscribe to this channel so you can keep enjoying theories and additional information of this great series. We first see that Jang Wook got angry when he realized that Buyeon had called him with Jade's energy. He had hoped that the person in the grave was Mu-dok, but it wasn't so. Buyeon confessed to him that she had a memory of when he gave the jade to Mu-dok and knew that he and Mu-dok fell in love some time ago. However, she thought that this memory she had is because she is a priestess with divine powers and can receive the memories of different objects. Jang Wook at that time was surprised and also thought that would be the only explanation. At that time he also thought that at least she could serve him to recall some memories of Mu-dok. But in the middle of the episode she also remembered something, and that was when Jang Wook asked Mu-dok to marry her. But Buyeon thought that this other memory was also because of Jade. Buyeon stayed in the forest because she wanted to restore Mu-dok's grave, and when she finished it became night. She heard many animal sounds and was frightened, then she saw some glowing little balls that protected her and led her on the right path. Then we found out that Jang Wook used the ice stone to protect Buyeon, so even though he was mad at her he didn't want anything bad to happen to her. We saw how Go-won bought the turtle, so it's a clear sign that she likes Buyeon even though she thinks he's a eunuch. He also met her and was very happy to see her and of course told her that he bought the turtle. In this episode we have to talk about Yul. He is acting a little weird. He knows he has something wrong with his body, but he doesn't really know what it is. For that reason, he doesn't take the medicines that So-ee gave him because everything seems very suspicious to him. He may think that he is sick because of those medicines, and he may also think that it is very hard to live depending on So-ee to give him something for his pain. Apparently, he is trying to say goodbye to people or people have a nice memory of him. For that reason he tried to hug Jang Wook, but he wouldn't let him. He may have told So-ee that he didn't take the meds to test her to get an answer as to what he has. Or he's just tired of his life and thinks it's best to leave this world. Let's remember that Yul carries a lot of frustrations and feels guilty about many things. Firstly, he feels guilty for leaving Naksu in the forest and also knowing that after Naksu came back through Mu-dok, he couldn't conquer her. He also feels bad that after what happened to Mu-dok he left and was not with Jang Wook in the most difficult times. Now in the present he meets a beautiful girl very similar to Naksu and realizes that she is Jang Wook's wife. And when he learns that she really is Naksu, he will be more depressed because her heart still belongs to Jang Wook. So now he has added his sickness and physical pain and he has no reason to continue living. In this episode, Master Lee appeared and explained to Hyo that he had treated Buyeon when she was sick and found out that she is now Jang Wook's wife. So here we see his loyalty, as he didn't tell him that Buyeon really is Naksu, he just told him that she was his patient. We saw how some people had been supposedly killed by Naksu on a boat. But it was actually that Jin Mu did witchcraft to make everyone think it was her. Jin Mu had the plan to do witchcraft concerning Naksu so that people would be in panic to disturb Jang Wook's mind, and force him to look for Naksu. Now, people believe that Naksu will shift her body and return to Jang Wook. Every soul shifter who appears before him will be considered as Naksu. And if that soul shifter kills someone, the blame will not only fall on Naksu, but also on Jang Wook. So if a soul shifter kills Buyeon in front of everyone, people will naturally think it was Naksu, and the blame will be on Jang Wook. Then Jang Wook and Jinyeon will become enemies. And Jinyeon will be in Jin Mu's hands. That was why Buyeon was invited to the banquet. But Jang Uk knew that information and asked for some help. For that reason, Hoyeon used a relic that recreates other people's bodies and pretended to be Buyeon, and so Jin Mu's plan didn't work this time. After this, Jang Uk thinks that they are always making up rumors about Naksu and wishes that she would rest in peace. That's why he told the king that he killed Naksu, the soul shifter, and everyone can rest easy. He did this with the intention that they would not talk about her anymore. In the last minutes of episode 4, we saw how Jang Uk was reflecting on all the things Park Jin had told him. He really is still very sad about what happened to Mudok. However, with the presence of Buyeon, who we all know is Naksu, things are changing a bit. One of the saddest scenes in this season was when Jang Uk started to remember Mudok and remembered every word, every conversation, and the promises they made to each other. Then he feels someone calling him and sees Mudok. This was very shocking because the first thing you might think is, Mudok resurrected? Is she a spirit? But we know that Jang Uk was drinking a lot of alcohol, and so he misses her a lot, and it's normal for him to see her everywhere. Then Buyeon showed up and she was the one calling him. She caresses his face and comforts him, and he is very impressed. Jang Uk said, "I could not cry. I felt like I was really abandoning you there." So by these words he is thinking that he is talking to Mudok, not Buyeon. It's like he is telling her the last words he wanted to say to Mudok before she died. Then they are both resting and he wakes up and kisses her. It seems to me that in this scene we were all excited because the first thing we can think is that Jang Uk is opening his heart and is finally going to listen to Buyeon. However, it is very likely that he kissed her because he thought it was Mudok. Remember, he was drinking a lot of alcohol and had seen Mudok before. In a previous video, I had commented that Jang Uk was going to realize that Buyeon is really Naksu, but she would have to prove it with some details that only he and Mudok know. So we'll soon see a scene where he can prove that Buyeon is really Naksu. Let me know, what did you like the most about this episode? Leave your comment here. If you liked this video, remember to subscribe to this channel. We are uploading videos every day of this great series.